Whew.
Yo,
Welcome to the 5 Point
I
Play
don't even got to say
podcast, the
nothing,
Die
bro.
Hard. I got you, dog. Welcome to the 5 Point Play podcast, the Die Hard Basketball Fans podcast, man. You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
Man,
As usual, it's a great day to be a Duke basketball fan, man. Not to bury the lead, Dame Sarr just announced his return for next year to go to a sophomore year at Duke University. Basketball. Pablo, how you feeling, man? We just had to jump on here and talk to y'all real quick.
you know what time it is, man. You know what I mean? Just another great day in Durham, Cameron. In the Duke Nation. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling great, man. I think you know, getting Dame back is a very very big I wouldn't say addition, but a very big, a very like retaining him is just big, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we get back our point of attack defender, elite
Mm-hmm.
defender, 3-point shooter, wing slasher, 3-and-D
Mm-hmm.
guy. I'm hoping that I do want to see his game take a step forward, his offensive game, like
Sure.
his game off the bounce. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I want him to get back to his FC Barcelona days where you saw a lot of that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I mean, just retention, man, is something that we just not used to at Duke. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
under Scheyer, we have kind of been seeing like a pattern of it more and more as each season goes. And man, they got like the whole starting five back with the exception of Slim and Cam, right?
Yeah, that's three. I mean, that's the thing though. Like, as much as we can say that this is not an addition, I feel like to a certain extent in the time that we're in college basketball, like every year you kind of have to recreate your entire team. Because even if you're retaining pieces, you have to fit them in a whole new frame, a whole new like team context, right? So like I as much as like I agree, like it's not an addition, it's an addition to next year's team. It was a
Yeah.
piece that for a minute there, I'm sure he entertained many options, whether it be I'm sure teams threw a
Sure.
bag at him. I'm
Sure.
sure the NBA he had to consider NBA prospects and those kind of
Yeah.
things. And I
And
think
he would have been
it's
picked. You know what I mean? Like make that clear.
yeah,
He would have been picked, for the
yeah,
NBA. So
yeah. His defense and upside and his Barcelona tape and all those other things are things that he probably couldn't got drafted on. But he decided to forego all of that to do something special, hopefully with this Duke team. And um,
yeah.
what does I know that you mentioned this a little bit, and so I kind of want to go back to it a little bit more in depth. Like, what does Dame Sarr provide next year's team, generally speaking? I mean, you talked about point of attack defender, and of course, we expect that he takes a jump offensively. In the context of this team, where you have four guards, where you have, pretty much your team. I mean, what 95% of the team is baked. We're just waiting on essentially one piece, whether it's Allen Graves or not. What does Dame Sarr in particular provide for this team?
Yeah, so one, he's got a whole year under his belt in the system. So that's leadership off the bat. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Leadership and just being able leadership, not just leadership, but ownership, just everything. You know what I mean? A lot of different ships. Also, a 9 jumbo wing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I already addressed it. Everybody knows he's an elite defender. I mean, that's just
100%.
that's just bottom line. He's an elite defender. His shooting, and Duke was kind of looking for that wing, you know what I'm saying? We had to address
Mm-hmm.
that. I think it kind of takes the load off of it a little bit of losing, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of makes it easier, like when we lose a guy like Isaiah. Not saying that they're similar players, but they
Sure.
do some of the same things, right? Like shooting wise or whatever. They just do it differently, right?
Right.
They just have
Right.
different styles of play, very different styles of play. But what I liked about Dame last year, man, is that especially towards the end, you started to see a lot of passion out of Dame when
Mm-hmm.
he was playing.
Yeah.
He'd get a stop and he didn't hesitate to slap the floor, scream in somebody's
Mm-hmm.
face, bang on somebody, he's screaming, you know what I'm saying? And I thought that
Mm-hmm.
like I said, like that's just straight up leadership, bro. I think that, you know, as the season progresses, I mean, from start to finish, I expect Dame to be good, you know what I'm saying? From
Yeah.
start to
Yeah.
finish. I mean, especially already, knowing what his role is going to be, you know what I'm saying, in
Mm-hmm.
the offense and in the defense, you know what I mean? And like, who knows, man? Like, it's just a crazy time, man, in Duke Nation, bro. It's fun. And I mean, having this kind of retention is, like I said, we're not used to it, but, we'll take it. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the priorities that John has talked about quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is he talked about how he wants to get older, but he also wants to ensure that he has a certain level of retention in the program. I think if he, I don't remember, I feel like remember seeing a graphic during the NCAA tournament this past year where like it talked about the top, 8 teams or so, and I guess Ken Pom at the time, and like where their starting five started their careers. And I
Yeah.
think, and I think that UConn had what four had a few guys. Duke had 4 to 5 or something like that. Like and it just goes to show, right? In a world where all of college basketball is going right, John decides to go left.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And continuity, especially. I mean, you think about it, right? Like even, I mean, you've coached, and I just think about things kind of from a 50,000-foot viewpoint. When you have all these new pieces, whether they be incoming freshmen, European guys, transfer portal guys, your leadership, institutional leadership, understanding institutional familiarity, right? What I mean by that is guys that have been in the program that know John, that know what he expects, that have been through Preston Green's, off-season
Mhm.
workouts, you know what I'm saying? Like that can guide the new guys, whether they be guys that have come from other places that happen to be juniors and seniors, or guys that are coming into college for the first time. They've never seen that at a level like Duke. And so having that institutional knowledge, I mean, I'm sure like you're a military guy, like all that stuff matters, like understanding what's expected of you in this particular in the state of mind, the state of where you are is invaluable, man. It's what and then to your point about Dame being one of the emotional leaders of last year's team. I
Yeah.
expected Isaiah to do that quite a bit more, but I think Isaiah was much more level-headed when it comes to his attitude at certain points throughout the season. Times where he hit a big three and he kind of like, okay, I'm gonna get back and I'm gonna
Yeah.
lock into the next possession, which I think was good for him. But Dame was, the passion, like him and Caleb in a large extent were like very vocal, very demonstrative, very passionate, outwardly passionate in a way that I think is going to benefit next year's team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
I
So,
definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And I think one key thing, man, in leadership, in retaining players and stuff, you usually retain, one player, who comes
mhm.
back and be a leader or whatever. Duke retaining multiple players, guys who've been in the system for multiple years is huge. You said, man, like for these freshmen stepping in, man, they're gonna see the example. You know what I'm saying? Not from
Mhm.
one guy, but they're gonna see the example across the board. So they'd have
Mhm.
no other choice but to, you know what I mean, but to what's the word I'm looking for?
To fall in line, man.
To fall in line. But what's the anyway? I was trying to sound smart for a minute, but anyway,
It's all good,
uh,
man.
yeah, nah, but they you know what I mean, they have no choice but to, you know what I'm saying, like really fall in line, like you said, man, and just just do everybody else doing around, around the program, man. And I think that's gonna be huge, man. Knowing that, like you said, John wants to retain players. I think, when he's recruiting these guys, he's telling them, give me 2 years. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Mhm.
That's what I'm hearing, that he's telling guys, give me 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Unless
Yeah.
you are a Cooper Flag, Cam Boozer, it's a
Yeah.
no brainer. You know what I mean? At that point.
100%.
Um, but a Dame, a Caleb, a Caden, you know what I mean? Yeah, give them 2 years. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And something special could happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
I have no doubt in my mind that we will come into the season probably preseason number one, depending on
I
some other
mean,
things that might happen. And it really doesn't
yeah.
matter. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah,
really
that's
doesn't
some,
matter.
win your
Um,
games.
yeah,
At the end of the day, win
facts,
your games. And from a
facts.
culture perspective, right? I mean, like one of the things that I think last year's team, I think Caleb mentioned this, I think Isaiah mentioned this when they were asking like locker room interviews and stuff like that about the cohesion, like the mentality, or the what's the word they used, like how close everybody, how this team
Camaraderie,
was huh?
camaraderie.
Camaraderie works, but like just in general, right? How close this team was by comparison to previous teams that they had been on. And they talk so
Yeah,
much about how much tighter this team was, even by comparison to the Cooper Flag and them team. And I don't have any doubt that they were they were tight, but like it sounded like this was a whole different level. And to get multiple guys back from that level of cohesion and camaraderie, to your point, again, just sets the tone for the level of buy-in that everybody's going to need to have in order for the team to be successful. John, again, I've mentioned this in podcasts before. Like John talks about competitiveness and connectivity being two of the primary goals for all of his teams,
Sure.
the identity that he wants them to have. And, whatever they do behind closed doors to get those guys to buy in mentally and emotionally, as well as the things that they kind of navigate doing. I mean, John talks about doing hard things together, doing tough things together. And, I think that this team, as they navigate this offseason, is going to have a lot of that. And it's going to be, their leaders are going to help them set that tone, man. And that is, and Dame in particular, to your point, him being so vocal and so passionate is gonna trickle down to the rest of the team, man, whether they be freshmen or otherwise. And the freshmen themselves, I'm sure, are pretty passionate themselves. But this is a huge get for a team that I think a lot of people are talking about, like them needing wings. They needed a wing. They needed a guy. And, this lineup is so versatile, man. Like,
it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
It's so versatile that, yes, in theory, you could have another high-level three, but also you can do 3 guards. Also, you can do 2 guards, and you can move Sebastian up. You can move, if you really wanted to have a juggernaut lineup, you can move Cam Williams up for a stint or two. Like, you can do a lot of different things with this lineup, and I think this Duke team is going to benefit from that. I think John's going to have a field day figuring out rotations and style of play and all those other things, because you have Dame off like defensively. You can get out and run in a different way. You can generate some turnovers. You can pester the point of attack guy for the other team. Like, there's lots of things you can do, and it takes pressure off of the rest of your guards to have to defend at that level against the full 40 minutes. And that is a big deal for Duke to get Dame back in that respect too.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like, it's gonna be interesting, man. Because the crazy part about all this is that they ain't even done.
I was gonna say you listen. I'm gonna listen. Clear out, man. Okay, so there's been speculation and conversation about Alan Graves. I'm not gonna ask you to make a prediction or anything.
Okay.
But what I will say is, do you feel like John has a plan for the 4? Like, I mean, I know he always has a plan, but I guess if I'm a Duke fan watching this, right, I see Dame Sarr commits, and I hear all the rumblings about Alan Graves maybe staying in the NBA draft and all these other things, or other teams throwing a bag at the kid, whatever. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being full panic mode, what are you on the panic scale as far as Duke's chances at a stretch 4 would be the role?
I would say let's take the word panic out, because I don't panic about anything. I don't panic at all. Because even if we rolled out our roster that we have right now on paper, right, guys that we have committed, we're fine. Yeah, we're absolutely fine. You know what I'm saying? You could start Cam at the 4. You know what I'm saying? And we're fine. You know what I'm saying? Because he got backup. We're good. I think he is still, shopping for a 4 and for a 5. I think whichever one commits is what he's going to go with. You know what I'm saying? A backup 5 or a starting 4. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's going to happen. But we'll see, man. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. But like I said, it's just interesting to know that we're not even done. And, we already stacked up. You know what I'm saying? We're losing, 1 starter? Or 2 starters? 2 starters. Yeah, we're losing 2 starters. But, it's just, like I said, it's a fun time, man, in Duke Nation, bro. I'm excited. I'm excited as hell. About to go watch me some EYBL.
That's
I'm
right.
taking off early in the morning. I'm gonna go check out some EYBL, check out some future Duke prospects. Colton Hillers and some other guys. Go check them out. But I'm excited for that though, man. But Duke basketball is Duke basketball. We never stopping, bro. And I know everybody get all excited that they get these little couple dudes on their rosters, and they like, oh yeah, we're number one in the transfer portal and all this other stuff. And then John just come and just like, hold my beer, bro. It's like, we got you, Blue,
What
bro.
is
Like,
it like? What is it about John, right? Like in the world, let's just, I'll think of things a little bit objectively, right? You have the last 2 years, you have John that's kind of knocking at the door of a championship. I mean, winning a championship is the best recruiting tool, right? But you have the last 2 years, once in the Final Four, once in the Elite Eight, where amongst other things, one of the primary criticisms of those teams was coaching, right? Or
yeah,
some people would say that coaching was a large part of, or somewhat of a portion of why Duke didn't get it done. How was John able to still get guys to believe? Do you think guys to believe in what he's building and what his ability to take them? Because a lot of them come to win and win and to win championship, right? How do you think John continues to get those guys to still come to Duke, even with some of those shortcomings in his first 5 years now? It'll be 5 years coming up.
Yeah. So I'll say it's a combination of things, man. First, I'll say it's the Duke allure, man. Like, you can say what you want to say. Everybody can say what they want to say. They can call it what they want to call it. But at the end of the day, Duke is the gold standard of college basketball. Bottom line, you can say what you want to say, do what you. Oh, but UConn won this many, and y'all haven't won this in 10 years and 11 years and all that. That's cool, but nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares about it. I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really care about what they talking about over there. You know what I mean? Like, they're the most irrelevant national champion, you know what I'm saying, that we've heard in a long time. You guys won back-to-back, and all you guys, if I won back-to-back chips, bro, you will never hear me talk or try to mock any other school. I'd be like, y'all kiss my ass.
It wouldn't matter.
We the standard over here. It wouldn't matter, bro. But like, you're making videos and your fans are so insecure, and you know they insecure about themselves, you know what I'm saying, just about Duke. But that's just, like I said, bottom line, Duke is the biggest brand in basketball. You know what I'm saying? And in basketball too, in college basketball, bro, it goes in waves, right? And Duke grabbed a hold of this thing about 8-9 years ago, and they haven't let it go. You know what I'm saying? Of being the gold standard and just being the cool school. You know, it's this thing like, you're the cool school, right? Everybody wants to go to Duke. Everybody wants to go to, like when they had Cal at Kentucky, everybody wanted to go to Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? Because of Cal, he made it cool and shit. But our time just hasn't passed us yet, man. And like, that's one. I think John is very, very genuine. If you ever talk to him, he's very, very genuine. He don't pull no punches. You know what I mean? He doesn't lie to you. He tells you what it is. He's all about competing. So he going to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you know what I'm saying? You got a chance to be great here if you work, if you compete. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the bottom line. And I think another thing too is just like, these kids want to play with other elite players. They don't want to go out there and Patrick Baldwin the situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? They'd be out there, the only dude getting double, triple teamed and can't get no game off whatsoever. And then they looking like garbage and don't even get drafted, or get drafted way later than they should. You know what I'm saying? Because had Patrick Baldwin came to Duke, he'd be a lottery pick. And that's just being honest. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why kids come to Duke, because they know that their draft stock, NIL, shit, their name just in general is just gonna be buzzing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the cats that don't play at Duke, you know what I'm saying? Like, their name still be buzzing. You know what I mean? And that speaks volumes. You know what I mean? And it's just like, the combination of, like I said, of John just being honest. You know what I'm saying? And being a competitor. Duke being Duke. You know what I mean? The number one brand in college basketball, and just kids just want to play with other elite players. They know they're not going to go into a war by themselves. You know what I mean? And that's just the real, man. That's just how it go, man. Like, and that's what you're going to get at Duke, bro. That's what you're going to get at Duke. You're going to be on TV every day. Every game you're going to be on TV. You know what I'm saying? You got a chance to win a chip every single year.
Every year.
Duke. Every year at Duke. And we ain't just, and I'm not just fronting right now because I'm a Duke fan, but I'm just being real, bro. Like, that's just facts. You know what I'm saying? You got a chance to win every year, It just is what it is, man. I mean, and like I said, I think overall, though, man, I think it's just John is just a great person. He's just a great human being, man. And he understands how to recruit kids who probably normally wouldn't go to Duke, or kids he normally wouldn't go after, or whatever. He just figured it out, man. And whatever recipe they using, it's just, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? He can damn near sell that recipe in he could be a trillionaire. You know what I'm saying? So,
But that's the thing too, Pablo, right? Because when I think of the infrastructure, right? I mean, and this is part of, I wrote an article last summer about like John Scheyer's coaching style. And one of the things that I led with is like all the support pieces around it. Not
there you
just that
go.
he's a great coach, but like the social media team being at the forefront of the sport, right?
Yeah.
The way that they market their players consistently throughout the year,
Yeah.
the way they're
Like
able
the
to
Rachel
highlight
Baker.
and tell their stories. The way got Rachel out there, shout out to Rachel Baker as well. Like the you see things like throughout the year, you see the Boozer twins on 3 different commercials during March Madness. You know what I'm saying? You see like the fact that our brand is the biggest college brand, you know, like even social wise across the board. So you know you're going to get eyes, right? You see at the bare minimum, the games are going to be on what like ACC Network. That's at the worst. That's if they're playing Northwest Mountain State somewhere. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I'm saying? But at their best, it's going to be primetime CBS, Fox if it's non-conference, ESPN every time you play. So you're gonna always be in a situation to where scouts of various kinds they will have seen you play by now. I mean, they talk a lot about in press conferences when I talk about Khan, right? The Charlotte Hornets coach talked about how like I've seen Khan play. I watched Khan play when he was at Duke, and here's what I saw from him then, and here's how he's been prepared now. You have the player development piece, you have the facilities piece, you have you have everything, like everything
Yeah.
that for the life cycle of a basketball player, what a basketball player would need, they have it. Then on top of that, if you want to continue to evolve your brand or your brain or your academics piece, they have that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want to,
Yeah.
if you want to go off and do other things or have other things in your back pocket or your repertoire as a general professional, you have access to football business school. You got access to like your classmates. You got access to tech. You got access to all these things, and not to mention the brotherhood piece. Like that's the other part of this, right? Is
Yeah.
you have guys that have walked in your shoes that are either currently in the league or in front offices somewhere. So you can call a Trajan Langdon and be like, "Yo, like, what do you think?" You can
Mm-hmm.
call you know what I'm saying? You can call Justin Robinson from a player development standpoint. You can call Jason Tatum just because. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
they get all the cool shoes, like you said, the cool factor. They get all the cool shoes. They get all the cool merch. They always going to be headed to the PJ. You know what I'm saying? To go wherever they're going. Like it's a well-oiled machine over there, and that's
Yeah.
intentional. You have to
Yeah. Yeah.
respect how John was able to elevate what K built in a way that's built for the 21st century. You know what I'm
Yeah, and I
saying?
think
And you have,
I'm with you on that, and that's why I think, like I tell people all the time, I don't think they get it sometimes. That's why I think that Duke is able to get the players that they can get without leading with NIL money.
yeah,
A lot of these other colleges is like,
yeah,
I got 6 million for you. That's not
I
what
got a
you're gonna
bag
see
for
at
you.
Duke. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, I got this
Yeah.
bag. You know what I mean? That's not what you're gonna see at Duke. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see a whole NIL package built for you around you. You're gonna see, what your future revenue could be. Like you're gonna see future
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Like, and it's all packaged up so well, man, that that they're able to, sit these kids down, and not just the kids, but the parents. And it's
Mm-hmm.
more about foresight than anything else. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
think it's more about foresight than anything else. And that's how you can really win some people, man, when you start using foresight. You know what I'm saying? When they're
Yeah.
able to
How?
predict
Yeah.
what things possibly look like in the future for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, shit. You know what I mean? You might be the
Yeah.
NBA commissioner one day. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
never It
Yeah.
depends on what path you take. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's a reason why people go to Duke. You know what I'm saying? And people like to just hate on that, just thinking like, oh, well, they're paying this and they're paying that. Well, everybody's paying players. There's no way around that.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
That's
You
just
got to
the
pay
bottom
him.
line.
Yeah.
But can you do the other things that Duke is doing? No, you cannot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
That's why Duke had a GM first, you know what I'm saying, doing
Mm-hmm.
their thing. You know what I mean? Like they just really, like you said, man, they've really elevated and just pushed the whole band forward, you know what I mean, under John, you know what I mean, even past, you know what I mean, what Coach K was doing, they just really pushed it forward, man. And it's just, honestly, they're just in a different stratosphere right now than other colleges, man, and other programs, man.
Yeah.
It's not even close. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
reason why, you know what I mean, college coaches come to Duke to see what it's about. It's a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like it's a
Yeah.
reason. So
It's a reason.
yeah,
I guess my last question before we get out of here, because we got to be. I mean, I got to see if.
yeah, I
I
got
guess maybe
you.
not. But there's a question that popped up on. I think it was either Twitter or Instagram that asked, as it is, do you think that this Duke team is built for a Final Four? Right.
Oh,
And
well,
this was pre Dame committing, for what it's worth.
okay.
And so, I mean, again, like if I'm taking my, I mean, with Dame, I think it's easy, right? I would say it was easy. But do you think, I'll say it this way. Do you think there are more than 4 other rosters, on paper rosters, that can really, that are as cohesive as this year's Duke or next year's Duke team, maybe?
I mean, I haven't really been like I've been paying attention, but not paying attention too much on like
Yeah.
what these other programs been doing or whatever. But there's some teams
What
that
up, Eddie?
are building some. What up,
What's
Eddie? What's
going on,
good, bro?
fellas? What's going
Chilling,
on,
chilling.
man? We got Sarr back, man. I know y'all probably been talking about it, but I'm
Yeah.
super excited. So,
Yeah, I'll throw it to you once Pablo finishes his point.
yeah.
That was a pause to a DH. That was crazy. You gonna throw it to him? It's wild. That's wild. That's crazy. Off the rip. You know you fucked up. Look at you. You know you fucked up.
Finish your point, man. Damn.
Wow. Bro, you threw me off with that, bro. I don't even remember what I was saying, bro.
You say you've been paying attention to other teams that much.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
I haven't been paying attention, but I know some schools that's building some good rosters.
Right.
St. John's is building a good roster.
St. John's.
I'd say
Yep.
Louisville for sure has built
Yeah,
a
for sure.
good roster. Tennessee has built a very good roster. Texas,
UConn's roster ain't bad either.
Yeah, I still.
I mean, I wish.
they ain't got no
Yeah,
bigs that move me, bro.
I mean, I feel you. First, excuse me. Huh? Anyway, they got
y'all funny.
but yeah, like I mean, was it Silas Demery like being out?
I'm not a Silas
Was it Silas?
fan,
It wasn't. It wasn't Silas, was it? The guy that
He's
injured
the one
his
who
wrist
was
for the
hurt.
season.
He was
Yeah,
no
that injured his
solo
wrist for the
ball,
season.
solo ball.
Solo ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like
Yeah.
Solo being out, I think hurts
I
them.
think that's a huge hit.
Yeah.
I think that hurts them a lot. So maybe not. But I mean, they're building as far as who they're bringing in and the roster they're trying to what they're going for. I mean, they just brought in. They just get a 6'10" guy from Europe somewhere, something like that. I feel like I saw.
Yeah.
But that's 4 teams that you mentioned, right?
Yeah.
And we could talk about the order of those teams. But I'd say for us 2.5, 3 weeks ago, for a lot of Duke fans, we're looking around like, yo, what's John doing?
Exactly.
You know, what are we up
Saw the
to?
post.
Like,
Yep.
yeah, like we was as a fan base, we were really down bad, like tremendously on John's ability to pull something off. And you look now 2.5, 3 weeks later, and we not only have 2 transfers that are immediate, right now transfers, but also Eddie, we got Dame Sarr back, man. So I wanted to get your thoughts on, what you feeling, man. What you feeling?
He's somebody I never really doubted was coming back.
True.
Maybe with other people, I definitely was thinking about it, but I never really doubted that he was going to come back. I love Dame, man. I love, I love being able to adapt, and I think sometimes we take for granted just playing overseas, coming to the American game, that it's just basketball. It's just basketball, bro. He been playing his whole life. It don't matter, but there is an adjustment. You see, he kind of looked like he was lost at first. John sat him down, I think, for a couple of games. He adjusted. I mean,
yeah.
And you talk about anything, but that's a short period of time to get used to something new at a high level. We're not talking about, he going to play high school at some, I don't know, 1A school or something like that, and trying to get used to it. I mean, he's doing on the highest level of college basketball. For him to find his way was amazing. For him to lock in defensively, I mean, I don't know. I'm a Duke fan. I'm biased, but best defensive guard in the country. Definitely on the short top 5 list. His 3-point shot grew over the time, and the only thing that we were worried about sometimes was seeing Dame in fast breaks. You just never knew what you were going to get. Was it travel? Was he going to dunk the ball? But that's something that's going to grow too. Over the off season. So I'm excited to see a year 2 Dame. I think he's going to be a huge part of this team. I think he's going to make some huge plays for us. And again, laughing about him being fast breaks, but you kind of saw the growth there too, and him attacking something in the end of the season. So I just want to see, man, what year 2 of him brings. But I think it's going to be really high. I think it'll be a huge part of this team. So welcome back, Dame.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I'll say though, man, on some of them fast breaks, man, Dame, you gotta chill, bro.
Bro. It was a lot going on.
Bro, he was running with the ball, bro. Like he straight up, like some of them travels were so egregious, bro. I thought he was trying to get another stamp on his passport, bro. I'm like, yeah. Like, you just ran
going on, bro. There's a lot going on. But I mean, it's aside from again, like aside from his handle maybe being a little bit tighter, right? Like, what are some areas that you think Dame can use over the offseason to really add value to this year's Duke team, right? Because I don't think next year, well, I'll say this year, the cuts to 26-27, right? I don't know if him being able to shoot the open catch and shoot corner 3 is going to be important, because we're going to have so many guys to get 2 feet in the paint, right? We're going to have slashers and vertical threats and all those other things. Him being able to hit the standstill catch and shoot is going to be important. I think we have a ton of finishers, and he was able to find ways to get the basketball to finishers on fast breaks later in the season. What other ways do you think that he can either double down on what he already does, or improve upon for next year's team in general?
I think I would say him being strong with the ball and not turning the ball over. You know what I'm saying? Just,
sure.
From a physical standpoint, like improving his body a little bit. Like, I think he definitely needs to get stronger, because I think there were some times that, he would get bumped off position, off his spot, and he would lose the ball. You know what I'm saying? But that goes with, getting his handle tight. But there were some times that, that happened, and, it's just some bad turnovers. And I thought that maybe sometimes he got ahead of himself sometimes. Sometimes he would get a steal, and then he would go to pass the ball and he'd turn it right back over or throw it out of bounds, or he would just straight travel with the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think just doing those things better. But, like Eddie said, he adjusted, his adjustment period, kind of was over through the midseason. And then you kind of see him, getting further along in that period and just leveling up. But I'm so encouraged by his game, though, man, because I think that a whole season under your belt is like that sophomore jump gonna be crazy, bro. Like, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
And I'll say it seems like a little thing, but angles. So, I don't have to stay in the corner. I could move to the top of the key. I can move to the 3/4 jump shot. I could move.
I definitely want to see him hunt the ball. I'll hunt his shots more, be more aggressive on offense for sure, because he was kind of like stuck in the corner a lot.
Exactly. And he started to move a little bit as the season went on, but man, after you make that pass, and there's places you can move to make that pass out easier.
If you look at his shot chart, I can guarantee you his shot chart, majority of his shots were from the corner.
Exactly. I would say like 80% of them. It was near the end that he finally started, again, moving out just a little bit. So that's what I want. I just want to see that vision and those angles improve. But again, it's a different game. And I'm sure he's getting used to that. So
yeah. Yeah. I think to your point, Pablo, as well, kind of revisit like a summer with Coach Green is going to do wonders for him because we saw how much of a difference a year made when it came to Slim, right? And how much stronger how much with that much more strength that he played with last year as compared to his freshman year. I would hope that Dame gets a lot of the same thing.
And Dame got to the school late too, didn't he?
Yes,
I know he was recruited very late, and I think he got to the school late. So you're right. So getting him with Preston is gonna be big time. A whole summer of that, man, is gonna be crazy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I mean, for a lot of these guys, right? Because you think about it, like, a lot of the high school guys won't be able to be on campus until what, like, July, something like that. For the first
August, early August.
First summer session.
Depends on where they graduate and stuff. Because I know, like California graduates in June.
Okay.
I believe Rippy ain't in New York no more. He's in he's in what?
Jersey.
He's in Jersey.
It's Jersey. Yeah.
I think it's around the same time though.
I think they both. It's like June time frame, and I would expect them to be in school or be in Durham like soon after graduation, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, straight up. Yeah, I mean, I know that usually they are usually on campus during the first summer session, right? The early summer session period. But a lot of those returning guys, they at home already. They just got to get off campus apartment that I'm sure ain't a big deal, and they're just gonna stay and work with Dildy, work with Carrawell, work with Thornton, work with whomever's there, and of course, sure, Coach Green is gonna be there and just do nothing but work, watch film, work. You know what I'm saying? Weight room, work.
Exactly.
And that'll help.
Yeah, Dame's probably gonna benefit from that the most. So let's go.
Absolutely,
Dame.
man. Yeah, Dame is back, y'all.
Did you see the team coming together? See it coming together again. I go back to your point, DH. A lot of people were worried. It almost was like after that flip year when brought everybody in, and it's just like we kind of just started. Well, it felt like we were starting over. There was a lot of uncertainty in the air by a lot of people. Then you get he who should not be named doing stuff like that, and people really started worrying. Man, you got trust. You got trust in John, man. He's doing his thing, man.
Trust in John. Pablo, any last words before we get off of this?
The last word is Dame motherfucking Sarr, bitch.
I gotta get on my jersey game like Pablo. I gotta get on my jersey.
Pablo got the whole starting five from last year jersey, man.
We in the fucking building, baby. We coming to win this shit.
Absolutely, man. Listen, we got whatever we got news. We'll be here. Yep. Shout out to you, Eddie and Pablo, for jumping on really quickly and having a conversation about Dame. Jumping on the pod, man.
Whoa.
Jeez, Louise. Appreciate y'all, fellas, man. Appreciate the 5 Point fam. Join the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Get hip to what we got going on. There's a movement moving, and it's obviously not gonna stop. Shout out to Dame. Welcome back, man. And like Pablo said, we're not done. Not done. Not done. So.
Duke Nation.
Let's go Duke, fellas.
Let's go Duke.
Comment, rate, subscribe, do all that shit.
Yep.
This video will be up on YouTube, man. Shout out at y'all, man. I appreciate y'all boys for joining.
Yep.
Let's go Duke.
Let's go Duke.